Rose on my mouth when I dance. At times we talk with our hands. My mom
Welcome to the live stream. My name is Jonathan Brown, the voice of the Suns, as your Johnson University Florida Suns face off against the currently number 9 ranked Toccoa Falls College, sitting at a 6-6 record. The Suns also sitting at a 6-6 record themselves. Before the opening ceremony begins, I just want to go over a few statistics for you. Toccoa Falls is currently ranked 7th. Going over a summary when looking at, I believe, scoring average, they're averaging about 2.5 or so goals per game, where Johnson University Florida is averaging about 2. There's also a few individual players themselves that are also ranked among the nation in Division II soccer for the NCAA. Caleb Meeks ranked 5th in shots, where you got Lucas DeCastro from the Suns, who's ranked 7th. Caleb Meeks also ranked again 2nd in the nation for goals. Caleb Meeks also ranked 2nd for points, where Lucas DeCastro is ranked 5th in assists. So if you could see, when it comes to some key players to look at this game, I'd say the 2 players to watch, one from each team, would definitely have to be Lucas DeCastro of the Suns and Caleb Meeks of the Screaming Eagles. Looking at goalkeepers, I think there is a lopsided affair. I think the better goalkeeper will be from the Suns, Carl Desir, currently ranked 9th in saves per game, averaging a little bit above 6.5. He's had a phenomenal season. He's kept his team in some really close games, and I expect the same today. I will take a break off the mic as both teams head over to the midfield for the opening ceremony. That's the siren, which means we're about to get ready for the player introductions as well as the national anthem. We'll be back. And now the Suns are on the field. They're doing their group huddle, and I imagine the Screaming Eagles will do the same. As you can see, some of the starters for the Suns, such as Carl Desir, the goalkeeper. You can see a few such as Edel Carmichael, Chaz Childers, Lucas DeCastro, and quite a few others are in that group. Also, can't forget players like Rafael Montero. He's been a key player. They have a few players on the bench. It's a little slim for this game. They have had a lot of players deal with injuries throughout the season. They'll look to prove that can't stop them, though. And starting off with the kickoff is going to be number 13, Austin Chansey, the freshman. Now the ball is number 3, Isaac Atkinson. He'll kick it back to number 7. Suns are looking to pressure but not tire themselves out. As I mentioned earlier, they do have a small bench for this game. That ball intercepted. Later picked up by Moraes. The Suns will definitely have to just work on ball possession, not to look to tire out the Screaming Eagles. If they're able to do so, scenario for Carl Desir. Desir just sends it to Childers. Ferreira back to Childers. They'll look to open the field. Ortiz to DeCastro. Castro opening up some space with the long ball. Espana tried to do something with it, but ending up with it is the goalkeeper. That's the sophomore goalkeeper for the Screaming Eagles, Colson Hornsby, out of Locust Grove, Georgia. Picked up by Espana. Suns taking their time here on offense, but I would say they're fairly dominating. Although there is the offsides call. Screaming Eagles will get the free kick. Atkinson will take that. And they'll switch it. Jared Lee will finally descend to kick it back. They'll switch it now to the right side. They'll possibly look to give it back. Nope. Suns starting to apply some pressure, forcing him to do something. And tapped out of bounds by Luan Ferreira, number 20. Josiah Brown, he'll kick into the midfield. And they'll eventually call the foul. And taking the kick now will be Jared Lee. Banya unable to receive that one. Screaming Eagles with the throw-in, and that's going to be an easy call, a foul. I'm surprised that's not a yellow card for the senior Michael Seja. That was a blatant push. Can't argue that one. Definitely a hot day to be playing soccer here in Kissimmee, Florida. Now it's Buller on the run. He'll later have to kick it out. Montero on the run. To Carmichael. They might look for a cross. Ball later stolen. That was Johan Lee with the steal. The long ball. Good job on pressuring. The player by Carl Desir. That was a really close one. May not look like it in the camera, but if he would have had a chance to get past Desir, it would have easily went in goal. To Castro to Ortiz. And Carmichael now with a chance. Just a little over the crossbar. We'll look to hopefully see maybe if Carmichael can get one in before the game is over. It'll be a goal kick by Hornsby. Intercepted by Bowler. I think it's definitely fair to say that this is a fast-paced game. Little odd. Bowler was ordered off the field. Sun's currently undermanned. I think it may be because of shin guards. Those are required to play in the NCAA. I believe most likely probably in all college sports. It's a Screaming Eagle on the run. Someone's got to get in front. That player is going to be Luan Ferreira. Ball's up in the air again. Although it wasn't able to go through, that was a beautiful behind-the-back pass off the heel by Lucas DeCastro. Look to see a lot of those as he is ranked for assists. Carmichael looking for options. Looking for the 1-2. Farrell just turn around. And they'll switch it to Childers. Childers to Espana. Espana with some pressure. And I believe it was shin guards. That was the issue. The head official allows Bowler to re-enter the game. Castro to Moraes. And the goalkeeper lost control of it. Carmichael. He'll cross it. And that's finally picked up. But still down is DeCastro. Hopefully he's okay. And he'll be helped up by the head official. Looks like he may just need a breather. May just be a few bumps and bruises. Happens a lot in the game of soccer. You have to think, though, a lot of these players have been playing quite a few games throughout the season. They're now in the later half. This is their third to last game of the season, so you can imagine their bodies having taken a toll just through all the beatings that come with every game. Even with the games they won, sometimes it can still be a physical challenge. But they have proven themselves to be up for the challenge. Currently having the winningest record in Sun soccer history with 6 wins. That's picked up by Michael Seja to Carmichael. They'll just drop it back. The center back, Ferreira. He'll switch it to Childers. And then he'll drop it back to Ferreira. Juan Ferreira is an interesting player. He's actually traditionally a forward. Plays very well in that position. But there is a need for center backs, and he could pretty much play anywhere on the field. And he was up to play wherever they needed him. And now he's currently the starting center back. I would say he has done a fairly good job. The long ball. DeCastro with the ball. Now to Castro. Oh, and that's an offsides call. Very unfortunate for the Suns. It was great passing. Definitely would have been a goal. There are quite a few fans in attendance today. Not as much as maybe a usual Suns game, but I mentioned earlier on past live streams for volleyball that it is fall break, so a lot of the student community is currently gone enjoying their fall break. That one's cleared out by Childers. Not able to get updates currently, but I do know the women's volleyball team is currently playing in the Sundome. Literally about a 2-minute walk from where I'm sitting right now. But right now, all the attention has to go to the Suns soccer team as they're trying to still get a winning season, the first winning season, in fact, for the program. We do wish the women's volleyball team well. You can catch me later on the live stream at 6 o'clock as well as the game before it at 4 when Trinity College of Florida faces Johnson University, Tennessee in the tri-match. Josiah Brown. And that's an offsides call. Good call by the official. It'll be Desir with the kick. They'll send it to Seja. Seja to Ortiz. Ortiz has been a phenomenal player. If you haven't been able to know so far, that guy's got a leg. He could kick it from just about anywhere, and he could pretty much get it to exactly where you want it. Also being a shout out, Lindell Bowler. He was able to get a game last time. We were on the Sun Sports live stream. He was able to get a goal against Johnson University, Tennessee in that rivalry match. Oh, that's going to be a corner kick for the Suns. Taking it's going to be Lucas DeCastro. Like I said, he is currently ranked in assists. Some of my hopes for him are that he is able to make at least first or second team region come the awards ceremony before the kickoff of the South Region Tournament. Picking up the ball now is going to be Luan Ferreira. Trying to do a little bit of fancy footwork outside the box, and he tried crossing it in. That one's picked up by Ortiz. No one able to get ahead on it. That's picked up by Hornsby. Sent into the midfield. Headed by Seja. And the official will call the foul. And that'll be a free kick for the Screaming Eagles. As the score is still 0-0 as there's about 26.5 minutes left in this half. This game looking to be a close one. Cleared out by Seja. Now with the ball is number 6, Jared Rockwell. He'll pass to the line. Now with his number 9, Sherwin Yang with the long ball. That was a close one. And that'll be a Suns throw-in. That'll be sent to Ortiz. Ortiz, the bowler. That's out of bounds. That'll be another Suns throw-in. Screaming Eagles finally dropping. after a call from their captain. They definitely have to be careful, because if not, the Suns will catch them on a long ball. Castro with the switch to Childers. Childers, pass it to Espana. Some fancy footwork by Ivan Moraes. De Castro chasing down number 4, Jared Lee. Carl gets on that one easily. He'll roll it out to the center back, Ferreira. The switch to Bowler. And the double team wins over Bowler. That's Rockwell with the ball. Trying to get past Ferreira. Ferreira does a good job on locking him down. Moraes with the move. We now have a possible scoring opportunity. That one's going to easily be called offsides. He was off by a mile. Screaming Eagles get the free kick. It'll be kicked down to Rockwell. He'll possibly look for a 1-2. Screaming Eagles will avoid the offsides call. And that'll be a throw-in for the Suns, taken by Childers. He'll give it to Ferreira. He'll switch it to the left side. Back to Ferreira, slowly inching their way back in this scoring opportunity. Ortiz controlling the ball. And that one's way out, but that'll end up being retrieved by Espana. Espana will cross it, and that's way out of bounds. There will be a substitution on the pitch. There'll also be a water break. Playing in this Florida heat, it's basically required. You need to be able to allow those players to be able to stay hydrated. If not, then you're risking heat exhaustion as well as heat stroke, and that's the last thing you want for these players. Time is paused with 22:23 left on the clock in this first half. Both teams keeping it close and tight. This is a really good match indeed. Well, until then, we'll return. Some stories to look at is just how the Screaming Eagles and the Suns, they're both in the South region. And in that conference, they're both looking to try to take that extra step to be able to get a higher seed in the South region tournament that's coming up. We'll talk about things such as that, such as Michael Siege's career coming to a close. For the Suns, definitely something we want to point out. And just an amazing season Carl Desir has had so far. But until then, we'll be back. Everything seems to be good to go as both teams head back onto the pitch. If you couldn't tell before, this is definitely going to be a battle between both of these teams to see who wants it more. As we are slowly creeping up on the South Region Tournament. This is definitely a must-win for the Suns. If they can win here, then eventually against Trinity College of Florida to close out their season, they can then at least have the 4 seed and possibly have Toccoa Falls or Trinity College as their opener. Toccoa Falls looking for the same thing. Sent back to Austin Reed. Reed will switch it to Jared Lee. Will end up just in the feet of Hornsby. He'll send it into the midfield. Good job on avoiding the ball by the official referee. Fun fact about a lot of soccer officials, a lot of them have played on various different levels playing the game of soccer, some having the chance to be able to play internationally and professionally. That's where they are able to get some of their really quick footwork and their endurance. You have to think they are running pretty much just as much as the rest of the team. They could be considered the true 90-minute players. Run down the line to Castro with the long ball to Montero. Montero puts in the air. And that's swatted by Hornsby. That's going to be a throw-in. That'll be taken by Childers. Looking for options. There's some pressure on pretty much everyone right now. Winning it, though, is to Castro. He's in a lot of traffic, though. And with that, the Screaming Eagles get the free kick. Picked up by Ferreira. Race on the run. A little shot from the back, they won't call it, but that's out of bounds on number 5, Rockwell. It'll be Bowler with the throw-in. Looking for options. Ortiz switching it to Childers. That was a beautiful move by Ferreira. Sent to Bowler. Bowler to Ortiz. Ortiz with some pressure. Race back to Ferreira. And the long ball. Picked up by Montero. That one was off. It'll be another goal kick for Hornsby. Picking that up is Rockwell. Won by Ortiz. The switch by Bowler. And that's going to be a corner kick for the Suns. Taking it's going to be Lucas DeCastro. Still looking for him to get a goal or an assist in this game. He's done extremely well in NCAA competition among D1 and D2 teams. Don't forget the Suns did have the chance to face Hiwassee College over in Tennessee. They're able to pick up the win there. And the kick into the box. Sent up by CJ. There's the eagle down. Montero tried to check him on to make sure he was okay. He flagged a ref. That was Jared Lee. He'll get right back up. He'll look to be okay for the time being. And it'll be Rockwell with the throw-in. Picked up by Bowler. Oh, beautiful pass to Montero. Carmichael has a chance for a cross. That's the long ball. And that'll easily go to Desir. Desir to Childers. We now have a little bit of 15 and a half to go in this half. Still tied 0-0. Again, won by the Screaming Eagles. But picked up by the Suns. DeCastro drops back to Childers. Screaming Eagles applying a lot of pressure in this match. They're going to have to do so if they want to try to leave the Suns scoreless. Intercepted by Moraes. He'll give it to Carmichael. Carmichael to Ortiz. Another cross by Carmichael. And we're back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We are back now. There's 8 minutes and about 12 seconds or so left. Currently with the ball, Josiah Brown. With the 1-2. That one goes way over. And there's a player on the ground. Looks to be DeCastro again. That's no good. The older player out of Brazil. Montero's going to have to call for the trainer. Medical staff not going to take a look at him, make sure he's okay. He is sitting up, so I imagine that it's nothing's broken, or at least I hope not. Official stoppage of time now. Time will be stopped at 7 minutes and 22 seconds. This first half looking to come to a close very soon. Well, as the players are taking another water break, I just want to take this chance to thank everyone who helps this live stream happen. People such as Ian Duggar, Andy Bowman, Matthew Zaffaris, they're part of our our AV team. They help make sure that the live stream is able to go up. I'm actually sitting out with Matthew Zaffaris, who's operating the camera and sound for the game today. So I just want to give a huge thank you to them, as well as all the game day staff. There's a lot of work that gets into putting one of these games together to the Suns team coordinator, all the way to the coaches, all the way to the people who announce, do the scoring table, even Craig, who is our trainer for Johnson University, Florida. A lot of key pieces. We just want to take a chance to thank them all. As now Carl DeSere will be taking the goal kick. He'll send it to Ortiz. Looks like as if Coach Gwex is actually going to allow Luan Ferreira to play in the forward position today. At least for the remainder of this half, to see how he does. Ortiz with the beautiful fake. Fools the defender, able to give it to Bowler. Bowler on the run. Gives it to Carmichael. Carmichael to Allendor. They'll eventually have to look for the switch. And with that, the Suns now on defense. Now it's Carmichael on the run. He has time. He'll switch it to Espana. It's in the air. Won by Montero. Kicked by Guedes. I'll be called out of bounds. It'll be Rockwell with the throw-in to Josiah Brown. The Screaming Eagles finally on the board with 5:40 left on the clock. In that high 90. Screaming Eagles now lead at 1-0. Still a close game. Suns can easily get back in it. They've overcome deficits before. Wouldn't be surprised if they did today. Allendor to Bowler. Bowler finally switching it. They now have plenty of space. And Childers with another one of his famous fakes. It's a Screaming Eagle on the run. That's number 15. That's Tommy Jones. It's Ortiz looking for options. And he'll just send it down. The cross. Montero unable to get there on time, and now it's Josiah Brown with the ball. He'll send it to the middle. Now that's Tommy Jones. Tommy Jones with a hard touch. We now have about 3:45 left on the clock. This half is slowly winding down. Finally cleared out by Carmichael. Ferreira with the fancy footwork. He'll send it to Espana. Espana will probably look for the cross. He'll cross it in. That'll roll out the box. Carmichael. And finally, a shot on goal by Luan Ferreira, blocked by Hornsby. He'll get the save. Hornsby with the goal kick. And thankfully, an offsides call is called by the official. Could have been a very dangerous situation for Desir. Guedes feeding it to Childers. .130 on the clock. Kicked out by Rockwell to Brown. Brown with the attempted through ball. Ondor to Bowler. Bowler to Carmichael. Carmichael's on the run. And that was out of bounds. Thought they would never call it. It's going to be Bowler with the throw-in. Doesn't have many options. Someone needs to get open. Montero makes it work. Montero to Espana. Espana has some room. And he'll cross it. Less than 30 seconds on the clock. That's ruled out of bounds. Eagles probably just look for possession. Won't look to rush anything. Don't want any mistakes. They'll probably just look to waste as much clock as possible. They'll throw it in. They'll just probably sit on it. Oh, they will kick it into midfield.
4 seconds, Carlos.
And that one was a really close one by Ortiz. Definitely fun to watch him play. Well, score is currently 1-0 in favor of the Screaming Eagles. When we return, we'll again look at some of those topics I mentioned earlier. But until then, this is the Sun Sports Network. I'm Jonathan Brown, voice of the Suns. We'll be back.
It's not well with my soul. Foreign ground, I don't know. But still you hold on when I let go. Your position isn't permanent. It's a season untold. Stay your ground when it unfolds. So you can have peace in the unknown. When fear tries to hold you back, pray faith helps you go forth. You don't have to ever look back. I'll keep you safe through the whole storm. Give me faith with all the urgency, so we don't have to hurt again. Hold tight, God, I feel the wind picking up. Stand firm through the turbulence. Turbulence. Stand firm through the turbulence. See the light of day. Spread my wings and fly away. Feel the weight of the world and it's overwhelming. Don't rain on my parade. Feel the wind and the waves and the crashing against my boat, but I'm okay. Cause I got the faith to pray when I'm drifting and put it into my decay. Okay, will I be content if it all goes away in you? Look at all the hardship we've been through. Pray to bring change when I make these moves. We're sitting in the basement making these tunes, and wifey upstairs studying for nurse school. We ain't got a place staying in a gray room. Patiently waiting and being faithful. It's never about the blessing and being grateful. Fear tries to hold you back. Pray faith helps you go forth. You don't have to ever look back. I'll keep you safe through the whole storm. Give me faith with all the urgency, so we don't have to hurt again. Hold tight, gotta feel the wind picking up. Stand firm through the turbulence. Turbulence.
Now, Ferreira kicks it back to Ortiz. Drop back to Desir. Look. And it's Carmichael with it. Now here in the second half, we're just now about to enter the second minute. We'll look to see if the Suns can get on the board. That'll be an offsides call. And with that, that'll be the Screaming Eagles with the free kick. That would be given to Jonathan Betchel. Ortiz running with it. Intercepted by the Suns. But and just as I was about to say the Eagles got, the Suns got it back again. Other than the heat, it's truly a nice day of for a game of soccer today. Both teams are playing really well. I would say it's fair to say that the fans are getting their money's worth. A few oohs and ahs here and there. Some of the fancy moves of the footwork of both teams. Cleared out by Seja. They'll be picked up by Lee. It'll end up being a corner kick for the Screaming Eagles. Dangerous territory for the Suns. We'll look to be seeing who's going to take the kick. Looks to be number 6, Jared Rockwell. Nope, and there'll be a little switch now kicking. The corner kick will be Isaac Atkinson, the sophomore midfielder. Now it's the Suns on the move. The header by CJ.
Yo, watch your line.
Espana will look to see what he can do here, possibly get a shot on goal. That's headed out. He'll picked up by Moraes. Moraes with the fancy footwork, no foul. Sent to Carmichael. Eventually cleared out. It'll be a throw-in. Substitution on the field. It looks as if Pedro Guedes, he'll be getting a break as Stravinsky Allendor steps onto the pitch. He's still looking to get his first goal of the season. Ferrer looking for options. He'll send it to Carmichael. Carmichael to Allendor. Eventually intercepted by Jared Lee. Cleared out by Seja. Josiah Brown on the move. That was really close to the side, but still out of bounds. Good call by Carl DeSeer, and now he'll have the goal kick. Childers sends it to Ferreira. And with that, Espana will kick it back. And they won't call the foul. Little big body against small body with Luan Ferreira. He'll end up winning that one. But now the Eagles caught offsides. Caught offsides is Isaac Atkinson. And that's played to Carmichael. And it was almost a goal by Montero. He'll definitely get a little frustrated about that one. But it will be a corner kick. Currently sitting, not playing right now, is Lucas DeCastro, I see. An injury may have developed. I pray it's nothing serious. And eventually they'll call that offsides. Definitely not the best call by the officials today. But it'll be called nonetheless. But it will be a Suns throw-in. Montero still on the run. They'll send it to Ferreira. And that's another offsides call. Montero will express his frustrations to the judge. Ferreira will pick this one up. He'll likely send it to Carmichael when he gets a chance. And he does. Carmichael crosses it in. No one there. Espana will pick it up. That's out of bounds. That should be a goal kick. Nope. They're actually gonna. They're gonna call corner kick on that one. And with that one, we'll see if anyone can get his head on it. Montero arguing with the official again. Montero getting really frustrated with the officiating. Suns will look to create more opportunities. Once again, it'll be Espana. He'll kick it back to Ortiz. Trying to find a way to get into the box, and that's picked up by Hornsby. Intercepted by Seja. On the run. Look to be Childers. Suns actually looking to take their time as they can, and they're going to call that one still live. And the official's going to have a little talk with Isaac Atkinson and Michael Seja. He'll try to squash it there. One thing we can never know is we aren't on the field ourselves, so we can't see exactly what's happening.
Please don't lose to the team that pushes jelly in their hair.
That's Marista Espana. He's taken off a former high school track star. That went straight to Tommy Jones. That'll be a goal kick. Childers to Ortiz. Ortiz. Oh, play it to Childers. Eventually the foul's called. There'll be a free kick for the Suns. Plays it over the head of number 6, Montero. He'll play it to Allendor. Allendor was trying to give it to Espana. Wound up calling the foul, I believe. Beautiful scoring attempt by Bowler. Not too much comes out of it except a goal kick for Hornsby. Sun's still looking to get on the board to avoid Hornsby getting away with the clean sheet. Montero to Carmichael. Carmichael may look for the cross. And a goal by Ivan Moraes. That gets him on the board, and the goal, and the score is tied at 1-1. That goal is what they needed to get back in this game. It's again anyone's game at this point with 30 minutes left in this game. Definitely a lot of excitement from the fans. Dehydration and cramping definitely is looking to possibly be a problem for the Suns, though. As I said, they don't have many people on the bench. They are looking to change that, though, especially come next season. They're looking to have more returners than the usual, as well as a lot of the recruits that recruiting coordinator Andy Guines is looking to bring in. He's done a phenomenal job on bringing athletes. Anytime I get a chance to, I try to give some recognition where recognition is due. Ferrer to Carmichael. They could do it again. They'll play it back to Ortiz. Ortiz to Ivan Moraes. And these Suns on the run. Sija switching it to Childers. It's Ferrer on the run. But it's a goal by Rafael Montero.
Let's go!
And just like that, the Suns are in charge of this one. They lead it 2-1.
Come on, Sub, let's go! Let's hold! Don't be embarrassed. Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, Sub, you gotta hold! Adele, you're doing great, bud. You're doing great.
Suns have an amazing game now. If they're able to win this one, as I said, that winning season is looking closer and closer. After this, all they have to do is either pick up a win against Florida College or Trinity, but this one's really close, but Carl DeSere able to get on top of that one. As I said, if they could pick up the win today and then a win against Trinity College, they'll have their first winning season in Suns soccer history. I would imagine as well that a win today would possibly bring them into the top 10, or at least a contender to be in the top 10. Great way of being able to body Carmichael out by Jared Lee. It'll be a Hornsby goal kick. Allendore able to get that one. Frere to Childers. Childers still fighting. And that's a yellow card given to number 6, Jared Rockwell. Childers in the background just clapping and smiling. He'll take a few hits. He doesn't care. He's willing to take a few bruises if it can get his team the win. He's a player that's known for fighting. This will be a free kick for Carlos Ortiz. The Screaming Eagles, they have a wall, but Ortiz, his specialty is these kind of kicks. And that almost turned this into a 3-1 score. Cheers to Carmichael. Carmichael to Ortiz. And eventually the Screaming Eagles will stick with it. 25 minutes left on the clock as we slowly inch closer to the end of this one. Still be Screaming Eagles ball. If the Suns are able to win this one, this will be the second top 10 team that they will have been able to beat. You would hope that by that point, they would consider the Suns a contender to be in the top 10. Siege to Carmichael. He'll kick it back to Childers. That'll be a throw-in taken by Johan Lee with Toccoa Falls. And the send. Rockwell overestimates it. Now it's Espana on the run.
Go Suns!
And that'll be a foul. We'll look to see who'll take that free kick. Suns currently have a 2-2 record at home. They're going to look to try to make it a winning record today. Out of your home and away, you would hope you can keep the best record at home. There were a few Suns missing an attempt there for the goal. They'll still be okay, though. They still lead at 2-1. And with that, there's a water break. Score 2-1 in favor of the Suns. We shall return shortly. We are now returning from the water break. As mentioned earlier, scores 2-1 in favor of the Suns. As time ticks down, they get closer and closer to getting their 7th win of the season. Every win from here on out will be a record. Picking up is Seja. Hopefully his son's able to get in there, but it's later won by number 13, Austin Chansey. Cleared out by the Suns. Now it's Montero on the run. Bowler to Montero. They'll send it to Carmichael. And that's a goal for Carmichael. That's now 3 goals for the Suns. Nothing but smiles now, as the Suns lead it 3-1. Suns soaring away with this one.
Come on, guys, you got a hold. Let's go.
Picked up by Desir. Desir will roll it. We'll give it to Ferreira. Ferreira to Allendor. Allendor to Childers. Ruled out of bounds. There's some miscommunication there. That one was really close for Desir, but he got a little lucky there. He'll have the goal kick. Just now less than 20 minutes on the clock. Taking it now is going to be Rafael Montero. He already got a goal himself this game. And he'll kick it out to Espana right on the dime. Ortiz to Ferreira. Tried to send to Carmichael, but intercepted by Neagle. Allendor tracking number 6, Jared Rockwell, and they'll let him play on. Allendor unable to pick that one up. It'll be a throw for Johan Lee, but he'll just give it to Jared Lee for a throw in, and he'll toss it into the box. Oh, and it hit the goalpost. That was extremely close. Stolen by Rafael. He'll stay with it. Beautiful to Carmichael. Carmichael giving it to Espana. They're going to call it offsides. They'll call the foul. Warning given out to Moraes. Puts his hands up and says, hey, I knew I was in the wrong. Won't happen again, sir. And they continue play. And it's cleared out by Seja. Huge defensive key piece to this Suns roster. Cleared out by Luan Ferreira. It's in the air. One by Desir. Beautiful catch. Now it's Childers with it. Intercepted back by Carmichael. Headed out by Seja. Now it's the Suns on the run. Picked it by Ortiz. He'll switch it to Childers. Bad touch by Childers, and now it's number 15 on the run. That's Tommy Jones. He'll pass to the middle. No, eventually called a foul. Good officiating. That's Lindell Bowler that's down. He's back up, though. And as it's back in play, it's Juan Ferreira. He'll kick it back to Ortiz. As I mentioned, there's some key stories I want to be able to mention. If you get a chance, I want you to tune into the live stream for the last home game of the season for the Suns. You can catch that on October 27th at 2 o'clock against Trinity College of Florida. That's going to be the senior game as we honor Michael Seja in his service to the team. Although he didn't start on as a recruited player, he was actually a walk-on. Came on his sophomore year, then would play the following 2 years after that. This being his third year. We'll look to commemorate and show some appreciation to his service to the team. And now the winning season from him sticking with a team that went 0-12 to now a team that's looking to possibly go out 8-7. At least that's the goal. Also taking a chance to look for conference games, the Suns will look to advance to 2-3, hopefully 3-3 by the end of the season. Beautiful save by Desir. If they're able to do that, they'll look to either have the 4th or the 3rd seed, possibly the 2nd if they're able to pull it off. If they are somehow able to get the number 1 or number 2 seed, then they'll be able to receive a bye and be able to play a weekend team that will have already played a game. The way it's looking, though, they'll either have the 3rd or the 4th seed. If they get the 3rd seed, they'll have the privilege of facing the number 6. If they have the 4th, they'll be able to face the number 5 seed. The way it's looking, Trinity College may be the number 6. Toccoa Falls would be the 5th. And then be down to Pensacola Bob Jones and Trinity Baptist decided it would be 1st or through the 3rd seed. Almost a goal for Carmichael there. And that's why I say I believe the Suns will probably take the 4 seed. That would not to be ashamed of. They can still do a lot of damage there. Also, if they're able to have the number 4 seed, Trinity Baptist number 3, that means they can avoid Trinity Baptist. Trinity Baptist, one of the teams that has been able to pick out the weaknesses, I would say the best out of all the teams they faced. Not to say they don't have a chance against them, but being able to avoid them would definitely be a very strategic. As I know the Suns would love if they had to have to open up to be able to open up against either Trinity College of Florida or Toccoa Falls. As at least on paper, the Suns are definitely the better team as they've had a phenomenal season so far. Still very shocked to see they haven't made it into the top 10. They played phenomenally. They're looking to end with a winning season. Usually teams with a winning season are at least somewhere in the top 10. You would hope so. We'll still look to see. You can always check the rankings every Tuesday. Obviously, they could change a little bit. Going into the postseason, there's a little bit of arguing going in the box. Looks as if Espana need a little bit of a water break. This is where cramps and dehydration can set in. Makes it really tough when you have a small bench. That'll be rolled off sides. Suns able to stay alive there. There's now less than 10 minutes on the clock. All the Suns really have to do at this point is hold. Elmdor gives it to Montero. One of the offensive stars on this team. There's gonna be a stoppage of time. The official's gonna look to talk to Montero. And he's gonna get him with the yellow card. I think Montero wanted to be substituted out so we can avoid getting a red. Especially with only about 8 minutes and 8.5 minutes left, already leading 3-1. Carter Seal will get that one. Gives it to Espana. Espana takes a shot. Goes a little bit left of the goal. Goalkeeper got lucky there. That was Hornsby. Hornsby will now get the goal kick. Eagles, they're going to have to do something. They want to get back in this game. A little bit less than 8 minutes remaining. They trail 1-3. That was number 18, Diego Hernandez, getting really upset there, saying he took an elbow to the face. Coach Gweck's getting really upset there. There is a stoppage of time. Down looking possibly be some cards given. That's a yellow card given to both Hernandez and Ferreira. Game's starting to get a little chippy. There's 6:45 on the clock remaining. At this point, I would say just try to stay clear of a red card. Childers to Carmichael. Carmichael will probably look for the cross. It's in the air. That's going to be a foul. About 8 to 10 feet outside the box. Taking the kick's going to be Ortiz. They're definitely going to need Montero in the box. With it now, the corner kick. Well, calling a stoppage of time for his substitution. It appears the time's still going to be going, though. And Carmichael almost got a goal there. Would have been his second goal for the day. It's going to be another corner kick taken by Ortiz. Now officially less than 5 minutes left on the clock. Suns still lead 3-1. They're definitely going to try to increase the score as much as possible, so they can try to make a difference in the rankings. Picked up by Hornsby. Kick into the midfield. That was headed by Allendore. Cleared out by Seja, but that'll be picked up by number 4, Jared Lee. Josiah Brown. He'll try to provide a through ball, but all that'll be it is an offsides call. Kick to Childers. That was kicked out of bounds by Brandon Rockwell, the sophomore out of Belgrade High School. He's a sophomore. That's kicked to the side of the field by Hernandez. Now it's a sprint race. That's going to be a corner kick. Checking into the game, Christian Vasquez. It'll be a goal kick for Desir. Vasquez trying to win the ball, playing defense. Eagle on the run. Won by Bowler. Picked up by Brown. That's way above the goal. There'll be another goal kick. Just want to remind you that the JUFL home try match is currently going on. At 4 o'clock, you can catch Johnson University of Tennessee facing Trinity College of Florida in that volleyball match. And then at 6 o'clock, you can see the Johnson University Florida Suns in their senior game for senior night against Johnson University Tennessee. That'll definitely be a fun game to watch as we get to see Summer Parnell's career conclude at the Sundome. Beautiful throw-in. Now less than 40 seconds. That's going to close out the game. Eagles trying to look for a miracle here. Don't think it's going to happen. At least they're showing their intensity. Josiah Brown, he's going to look for the cross. That'll be picked up by Desir, and as it closes down, Desir might just sit on it. Try to waste as much time as possible. Now on the clock. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's the siren. This game is over as the Johnson University Florida Suns win it 3-1 against the Toccoa Falls Screaming Eagles. It was a hard-fought win. It took a lot, but they'll end up having the W. They'll now advance to 7-6 on the season. Their next match, you can catch them in Temple Terrace, Florida. They'll be facing Florida College, Temple Terrace, Florida. You can catch that on October 23rd at 6 o'clock. They'll then finish the regular season as well as their home season at home in Kissimmee, Florida on Suns Soccer Field on October 27th at 2 o'clock. That's the senior day game. Like I said, we're going to take a chance to be able to acknowledge Michael Seja as he finishes his career here at Suns Soccer Field. It was really fun to be able to commentate this game for you guys. As I said, Suns win it 3-1. I'm Jonathan Brown, the voice of the Suns. Glad you could join us. Signing off.